convinced, Paul, I'm not winning first. I'm grateful to be there. It's the first time I was ever involved, first time I ever entered my work. And what a big deal to get this far. Your home is the most important place in your world. You want to come home to an environment that makes you happy and is calm and is serene.
Coming up on the Rock Solid podcast, award-winning designer Maria Bortugno on creativity, resilience, and why great design isn't just beautiful, it's emotional. Good afternoon. Hi, Maria. How are you?
Paul, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks. Welcome to the Rock Solid podcast. And I appreciate you taking out the time. And I know you're an incredible interior designer. I was looking up some of your profile, and you've got a lot of awards over the years. So you probably don't like to talk about that, but I'll just mention that you're an award-winning interior designer. And I've reviewed some of your work, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
Paul, are you biased? You sound biased. We haven't even met in person, and you sound biased.
I'm all about design, so I appreciate.
Yes, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yes, this is my most recent. This is my Gracie. And I wrote this in April of this year for window treatment design. I came in
Oh,
first.
wow. Congratulations.
Yes, Paul, and I embarrassed myself. I'm very good at that. I was convinced they it was down in Palm Beach. We had to fly out there. And they email you and say you're runner-up. You're one of the contestants that are going to be, we have it narrowed down to 5. Then and I never did this before. Then they tell me they're going to narrow it down to 2. And I went, oh. So then you get it's in Palm Beach and you fly out there. And and congratulations, one of you's first and one of you's going to be second. We announce it the day of. So it's kind of like the Academy Awards for window treatment. But that's how it was.
Okay.
And I go there, and I'm a mess, and I'm not generally a nervous person, in case you can't tell. And and this is a really big deal in our industry because it's to the trade. It's for Vision Magazine, so it is my fellow designers that are voting on me. So it's a really big deal. So
it's a big honor for sure.
And I go down there, we're at the table, and the food was amazing. And I sit down and I'm introducing myself to people. And this wonderful young lady to the left of me says, "Well, do you have a speech?" And I said, "Does second place need a speech?" And she says, "No, you don't speak if you come in second, but you write something down." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to win first place. I just know I'm not." Now, I have no idea what my, the other person's work looks like. They don't tell us. Nothing. We don't know who anyone is. They're blind. We don't even know who the other competitors are. So, I said, "Well, I'm not going to win first. I'm convinced, Paul, I'm not winning first. I'm grateful to be there. It's the first time I was ever involved, first time I ever entered my work. And what a big deal to get this far. That's it."
Yeah, incredible.
Well, they start going through the awards, and my category was for top treatments. And so we were one of the first ones on the list.
Okay.
I don't remember how it went, but we won. I think we were the second or maybe the third category. And I'm looking at the screen. There's a huge screen, just like on the Academy Awards, that's showing the work.
Yep.
Long story short, I see my window treatment there, and I'm not listening. I'm not paying attention. And applause, and everybody's staring at me. And Jimmo says, my husband's name is Jimmo. It's sort of short for Demosthenes. And he goes, "You have to stand up." What are you talking about? And everybody, like, I don't know how many hundreds of people were there. Everyone's looking at me and applauding. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Maria, you won." I said, "Second place." He goes, "No, second place was just up there. They're waiting for you to go accept your award." And he actually, now I turn around and I look at the stage, and he has his foot in my back going, "Get up or I'm going to carry you up there." I swear this is literally, and all of a sudden the tears just,
I bet.
I did not, I really didn't. It was just so humbling. And I just really do that because, I don't know, I think anyone who's creative, Paul, like yourself, at least, maybe I can't speak for everybody, but I speak for myself. I'm really hard on myself at my work. And I'll look back at something I did even last year. I go, "Oh, I could have done this differently." And it's not always simple because the homeowner has final say, and there
Right.
are budgetary constraints, and
Yep.
there's a whole host of factors. So, in my interior design group, in a dream world, we would have unlimited budgets with full design control,
Yep.
and you get this,
I
but
get that. The creator's dilemma, right?
yeah, but, I think what ends up happening is you get to a certain point in your career, and close to 30 years doing this. I
Wow.
mean,
30
I
years doing interior design?
close. I am not doing the math. Don't make me do the math. I'm feeling really old.
A
Um,
long time, a long
a
time.
long time, and you just the filter goes. Eventually,
Right.
the filter starts going, and you can't explain why. All of a sudden, it's like, "No, that's not gonna work." Things I couldn't have imagined ever saying when I was a novice. Like, it was like, "Yes, ma'am, please, anything you want.
Sure.
We're grateful to be here. Thank you for giving me a chance." Now it's, "Are you kidding me?"
Well,
Actually,
that's that's 6 years of experience, confidence, and you know it works. So,
I think all designers, all artists, we have a tendency, again, I don't really know this, but the ones I know personally, second guess ourselves. So if
right.
we get to a point where we're sure about something, and sometimes it's obvious, like, that's just no. Like, no, 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 no. Like, if you don't like what I presented, let's go back to the drawing because that's no. And, um, but if we get to a point where we know what we want in the design, it's because we've been losing sleep over it for, like, months.
Yeah, for
It
sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah,
get
it's
up
a
and
it's an iterative process for you, right?
yeah, and,
Yeah.
we put together this beautiful design, and this is the process for me and for most designers, put together this beautiful design, make a presentation, maybe do some tweaks for the homeowner, and they sign off on the design, and this is what we
Yep.
want, so and I
Sure.
do them digitally as well, so it looks like a photograph, so you can really picture it. It's all to scale,
That makes
and
sense.
thank you, and I actually love doing it. I love doing it, but I went to school when I used to do it by hand. We would draw the pictures to scale and then color
Wow.
them, pick them. Um, so I like creating that piece of it, but and the next thing you know, someone introducing something else, and I'm like, "Can you have this beautiful design here?" Like you signed
Yeah.
up,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you have to keep pointing back to it, and, there's truth there, and it's I don't know, I'm fortunate at this point because right now I'm working with some great clients, really wonderful clients, and I don't take everybody anymore. I just don't. I
Sure,
won't.
sure.
But,
Well,
uh
what are some of the what would be your sort of favorite project that you're working on right now?
oh, I'm afraid to say anything because I don't wanna insult anybody. I mean, I love all my clients. Um,
Okay, it doesn't
I
have to
have
be right now. Let's, in the last couple of years, what's been one of your top 10 projects that you enjoyed working on?
well, I love doing Judy's, which was the one I just won the Winter Treatment for because hers
Yep.
was in the past, I did a lot of modern work, a ton of modern, and then everybody started doing modern and mid-century modern, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm done with this. You guys are getting on late. I'm done."
Yep.
So, I try to break away from it, and I'm going back to my roots, which was 1980s, traditional, which I love,
Gotcha.
and
And
I
and
also
when you
love
say when you say traditional, what type of traditional? How would you define that in
what
yours?
you remember Paul, do you remember the '80s maximalism where, like, lots of floral chintzes and
Yep.
well, that's where I am, and that's what is
Okay.
one of one of the
It's a
big trends
higher
right
level of design in a way, right?
it's a different level. I
Yep.
think some people struggle. Everyone has a niche, as they say,
Yes.
and sometimes it's difficult for people who like over the top design to eliminate things and make it more minimalistic. Other
Right.
times people are minimalist and have but no, you can't add more stuff. So I think it's an evolution for
Yeah.
me for the years. I mean, I can do either, but um
Do you think it's a reflection of what's going on sort of in the greater economy, culture? Like you're really kind of reflecting the times?
yes, and there's history to that, Paul. Remember, I told you, like, history. They say historically that in economic downturns, we
Yep.
start to dress more formally, dress our homes more formally. There's a
Okay.
formality to life because it's so bleak otherwise, that you really
Gotcha.
want to, yes.
Well, that's
And if
interesting. I didn't know that.
isn't that interesting? Yes, I read
Yeah.
that, I can't remember who I should give credit to, so my apologies to anyone out there who knows
That's okay.
the author original of that, but it's been talked about again, and in
Right.
my industry that with the bleakness of the world, and it's not just in the States, it's not just, I don't know how it's affected Canada, I know I've read here and there, but this is
Yep.
universal. This isn't
It
just
is.
country. We're
Nope.
all hurting. We're all connected, and we're all human beings. Well, hopefully, we're all human beings. I follow your laughing, but, I don't wanna get too much politics, but it's definitely reflective because we need an escape from all of that,
Yeah,
and
absolutely, right?
if you're fortunate enough that you can afford to do these things, why not? Why not
Absolutely.
get a little happiness for yourself? And I think that's what
And
happens.
the
I
people
think
around you, right? I mean, you're it's about the people around you as well, bringing them into that environment, your family, your children, your husband, whichever, and celebrating that.
I think and don't laugh at me, but this is another true thing. I mean, I used to always wanna make a change in the world, I
Right.
never thought
No, for sure.
and I always thought that interior design was just I don't know, it was fluff, it wasn't important when I was younger. I'm like, "How am I benefiting people?" And then it really hit me in the last 10 years or so. Your home is the most important place in your world. I don't
For
care
sure it
how
is.
you travel. You wanna come home to an environment that makes you happy and is calm and is serene, and I do that.
Yeah.
I help
Right.
people create that environment, and it's something that, as an older person, I didn't get as a younger person, and
Sure.
truly recognize and appreciate because it's not just, the colors or the fabrics or the textures, it's how you live in your home,
It's
how
that whole
you
palette, right? It's the whole palette. Like, you walk into that room, I always used to say, when you
yeah,
have great design, it just is. You walk into a room and the layman can't tell you why, but they just feel really good about themselves.
yeah, and there's a science to it. I don't know how much you know about the science to it. You went to Cornell. I know this about you.
Well,
Like,
we talked about that already.
talk about that, and you went to Cornell, so you understand
Well, and so
science.
did your father.
Yes, you did. Yes, and I grew up on a farm, Green Acres. Oh, we
Ah, there
got
you
to
go.
that. But there's a science to interior design, and it's more than just, pretty things. There's an actual
Sure it
science,
is.
and there's a science to colors and why we put certain colors in certain spaces,
Yep.
and, um, when you come from work where there's a lot of stress or any environment where there's a lot of stress, there's certain colors you don't wanna use. Red makes you angry. I don't know if you knew that.
Right.
And do you know why, Paul?
I don't know why. I know that fact, but I don't actually know why.
It causes an adrenaline rush.
Oh,
That's
really? Okay.
yes, that's why they use it with bowls, they use a red
Oh,
flag,
right, yeah. Gotcha.
as it causes an adrenaline rush. That's why restaurants put red on the walls or orange, because it
Okay.
makes you hungry. It gets you
Oh, did not
so
know that.
I and when I met my husband, he was a big red a lot of men love red. That is something that I'm
Red's my
discovering.
favorite color.
See, didn't know that, but yeah, there you go. Um, a lot of men love red. You ask a man his favorite color, 9 times out of 10, it's red. I don't know why,
Wow.
but it is a thing.
Interesting.
That I don't know why, but it is a thing. I read somewhere that had I read a lot, Paul, can you tell? Um,
That's good.
read somewhere that it's just because a lot of men are colorblind, and it's the one color they can see.
It's
Just
funny you say that. I'm not fully colorblind, but I certainly struggle with color. There's no my wife would say that I cannot discern between black and navy and, like, that shading. I'm hopeless.
well, let's call you hopeless. Let's call you hopeless with color. This is why you have your wife, and this is why hopefully you have some design help because you're in the industry, you can get
First
help,
thing I
but
did when I bought this company was I hired a designer.
there you go. There you go, and Paul alright, Paul, you have a
Yes.
white wall with a pale blue shirt. I almost can't see you.
I know. I need to wear a darker shirt, don't I?
Something, some contrast. You're on camera.
Contrast.
I'm
I
almost here.
agree. Next time, Maria. Next time. You're right, though. I didn't even think about the background until I got here today. I was
I'm
like,
like,
because
"What
I
are you coming?" And you have this beautiful white hair and this beautiful hair. I love that.
thank you.
Like, you're kind of blending here, Paul. You're
I
blending
know. I need to do a little peacock, a little something, right?
a little bit. And I mean, I put this for the show tape, but I didn't realize how much it was gonna blend with my
Right,
husband
right.
over here. But that's okay because,
That's okay. That's okay.
yeah, I still
So
have a
let's talk a little bit about some of your recent projects, from whether it's whatever the scope of the project was. But what are you sort of getting challenged with these days, in your profession? Like where's the hard parts coming right now?
oh, our profession is hard to begin with, and
It
you
is.
have a really good idea. People think we just, I don't know, pick out pretty things.
Right.
Um, my husband compares me to the TV show Landman. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because I walk around and he goes, "You pick up all the pieces." So we do
Right.
project management, which means we're dealing with contractors and um, we're dealing with the homeowners and any new changes that come in. So I'll give you an example on a given day. I could be up in Lake George. I have a big project up in Lake George, big house
Yep.
I'm doing up there. I've been working on for a couple of years. And, there are contractors up there. Um, and if something goes wrong, it's a good hour drive. It's not something that you just,
You're not
you
in the
know.
city anymore.
So I've had, oh gosh, I mean, I could write a book on the things that have gone wrong, but there's, you deal with, you're balancing, it's a balancing act. So you have your construction projects. I have an addition going on in Del Mar on a house.
Okay.
Um, and the homeowners are the sweetest people, number one, but they hired the contractor first and then me.
Right.
So usually the other way around.
Right.
And
Yes, it would be.
the contractor is young. Um, he's never worked with a designer before. And I'm trying not to step on toes because I'm now second. The way I see this, the contractor came first, then she
Right.
hired me, and the contractor brought in an architect. So I'm like almost third.
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and and I'm like opening my mouth, luckily, and I go over there one day, and this is a perfect example of what can possibly go wrong, and it's a communication thing. But I'm trying to stay out of it unless they asked me to design Paul, ooh, I don't wanna say this because legally it could be an issue. They asked me, to design a space and tell them how large it needed to be to build, and
Okay.
I said, "Well, isn't that you have an architect, and you're asking me to tell you, should it be 20 by 12? Should it be 20 by 20?" And I said, and then the contractor who's young and just doesn't understand, he's going, "Well, I think 12 by 13 is fine." I said
Right. Well, exactly. For what?
I said, "We have to fit a bathroom in there. We have to fit a closet in there." And the
Right.
homeowner gave me a list of all of the furniture they already purchased that needs to.
Oh, so I would actually think that that's almost a gift for you to sort of say, you know what, you tell me what it should be, and you get to have fun with that. You get to lay the whole thing out and go, here it is.
So, I ended up, like, measuring off of the garage in the backyard, and the homeowner's going, "This is really big. This is really big." I said, "It's not." And I said, "But these measurements are just for me." I said, "These are not architectural drawings. I'm gonna do a
Of
design
course.
and see how much of your stuff I can get in there along with the bathroom and a
Right.
closet."
Right.
So, and they wanted sliders in the bedroom. There's usually a list,
Yeah. There's
and
a whole list for sure.
there's a whole list. So, I'm now acting as an architect, but not an architect,
Yep.
out there, my tape measure outside off the back of the garage, trying to
Yep.
figure out how long the space needs to be. And that was one part. Then a few weeks ago, they called me up and to come out because they want me to look at the mudroom and, measuring it out for the flooring. I'm supplying I picked up the hardwood, I picked up the tile, which is normal for interior designers. Anything I told the homeowner, I said, look, anything that is architecturally involved, I'm going to pick out and design it. That's how it works.
Yep.
The contractor, GC, he's gonna supply, you know, the the 2x4s and
Yeah.
and,
The
you
building
know,
materials for sure.
pouring building materials. I'm gonna
Yeah.
supply
Of
anything
course.
that goes into this, and including the lighting. So I go and look at this mudroom. Now the front, that's the other addition on the front, which I had nothing to do with, so that was kind of, but I did happen to notice a lot of mistakes in the architect's plan. It was just like,
Oh,
"What?" Like,
yeah.
there a heater here, you can't.
That's sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah! So I'm catching
Yeah.
mistakes, including they wanted a shower, and I designed the bathroom with a shower, and the architect put it in the bathtub. I don't know why. So, long story
Wow.
short, I go out there, and there's this little strange small window up and to the right on the side of the addition, and it's a small mudroom. It's nothing spectacular, but it's
Sure,
perfect
sure, sure,
for the
sure.
woodworker, and and I will say this, the architect did a phenomenal job with the exterior elevation, beautiful, it's an old home, and he didn't
Okay.
roof it. So he kept the
That's
character,
great.
which is,
Yeah, yeah,
but the
for sure.
inside was a
Absolutely.
disaster. So I go there, and I'm like, I'm like, "So why is there a window there? It wasn't in the architectural plans, it wasn't in the design I did." And she says to me, "Well, I decided I want a small window there because I wanted it up high because I didn't wanna look out and see the concrete of the garage floor, the
Right.
the driveway." And I went, "So, th do you understand that we're this," and it's framed in, Paul, I
Sure.
want you to hear this, it's
Oh, I
framed
can
in.
imagine.
Well, it gets better. If you look at the drawings and you see that big opening over there, that's the closet.
Right,
So, where you have your window is literally here's the window, the closet was right in between.
right. Sure. You got some natural light coming in your closet now.
And I'm looking at I said, "That's where the closet door is." And
Ah,
right in the middle of where the closet door is, like center, boom. And she goes, "Well, I wondered about what that opening was for." And I said, "Well, that's good news."
oops.
I said, "Here's the good news. We caught it. It's just framed in." I said, "Here's the bad news. It's probably been ordered, but the good news is we can move it to the left. Brian will reframe it. I'm sure he's a nice guy. And
Yeah,
I really think we need us another window to go next to it and have it butt up next to it. Otherwise, it's just gonna look really
yeah.
lonely."
It's like an orphan.
And so her significant other comes in and she goes, "Thank God! It was driving me crazy. Thank you, Maria. Is there anything glaringly obvious?" So they're like in shock because they thought, like most people, that all interior designers do is like decorate and do pretty throw pillows.
And I
And
think the best designers are actually interior architecturalists, in my view. You really understand space, flow. It's more than just sure color, that's important, but it's about how the space works, right? It's about, does it fit the needs of the family? Does it actually work functionally, and then build beautiful into it?
well, I mean, the whole, like, is there anything else glaringly bad that I'm missing? And that's what we noticed, that the door was wrong because the heating element, it was gonna get in the way of the heater, like, it couldn't
Oh
go with
no.
it. And but I don't understand. It's like you get an architect involved and a contractor. The contractor should have known that was a closet, and that's where the door was closing, so
Oh,
would have put
absolutely.
it in the middle of the window.
That's a miss for sure, right?
And so they now have called me, like, they're in constant, and don't misunderstand, the contractor is doing a great job building this, but I
Yep.
think they're young and a little newer and,
Well, and
um
drawings never 100% transfer to
no,
site.
it won't.
I mean, like, it's their best effort, um, but there's always site challenges for everybody, whether it's the architect, the designer, the builder, the contractor, even the homeowner. And the homeowner comes in and goes, "Oh, well, I want this now."
And and then the builder or contractor is trying to please the homeowner because they think that's their job. It's what they're sup
Right,
what should happen is we should all be talking together, the contractor and myself, and then come up with a plan and go back to the homeowner with it, not this.
right. Have there been any improvements in that in terms of like call it that project management side of bringing in the architect, designer, homeowner, builder into a sort of almost like a common communication platform? Or is it still kind of very segregated from each other and it's email here, email there?
It depends. I have my own team. If I'm using my team, if someone does what they normally do, if they hire me first, you're getting my team. All right.
Right,
So
right.
my team knows to
Yeah,
talk
of
to me
course.
first.
Yeah,
So, I mean, and I have a great, right now, I probably have the best team I've ever had. I love my team.
great.
And I call them that because I can't do it without.
Well, and it
I'm
makes
not,
all the difference in the world, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So, but if I'm using somebody else's people, that's when it gets a little more complicated because not all
for sure.
contractors like this, and you know this, they don't like designers, because
Well, if they're not collaborative, right? They don't like designers.
I've been told a whole host of reasons. I think it's we're in the way of them getting finished when, you
Yep,
know, they just wanna put the electrical in and not worry about where the outlets and switches are going, and I'm in the way going, "No, it's not going there."
right. It's kind of important.
It's not going there, and you don't need to know why. It's because I said so, because I have other plans for that space.
Right,
And
exactly.
and that's kind of it, like, we
Yep,
have this, and then the homeowner will, get in the way because they don't understand that even though my job isn't to answer them on every inch of the project, it's to answer to them on the
sure.
whole.
Yeah, yeah,
And or if there's an issue or what have you, give them, calendar updates and updates on shipping updates. You asked me what we do.
right.
I've got all the orders I have to place. That
Well, that's a
takes
big
up
part of it, right? Like, the back end is huge for you.
it is huge, huge. It's I always tell my
I
clients,
think
"Look,
people underestimate that back end.
they have no idea." I
No,
would say 70% of my job is not just placing orders, managing them.
it's managing
Um,
it. Yep,
I have to arrange for deliveries and shipments.
yep.
Um,
On every little piece,
exactly.
every little piece. I remember I built a house, like, it was a long time ago, 20 years ago now, and we were in the middle of every decision. And it was every little piece, every door handle, every door, like everything. It was an interesting experience to go through at the time, and it gives you a lot of appreciation for the level of detail that you get into.
It's I mean, some designers specialize in certain areas. I mean, God bless
Sure.
them because I'm not I tend to get pulled into my designs. It's kind of pulls me forward, and
Yeah.
I quote Michelangelo a lot saying it's done when it's done
Yeah,
because
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you
because
can't control all your trades, you can't control the suppliers. It's like it's a bit of a moving target. It's
well,
hard.
now it's really
Oh,
have
it's even
very times
worse. Yeah,
of
it's crazy.
we have really we're worse than we were with during COVID right now because of what's going on, with the tariffs and what have you.
How do you price anything right now? Very challenging.
I it there's so, and I feel sorry for all of us. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
uh,
yeah. For
we're all
everybody. It's a tough time.
anyone who's in business right now understands what's happening, and I think our industry was hit first. I
Yep.
if we were not there number 1, we were number 2 because back in January, in December, I was getting notifications already from my vendors, and I hundreds of them
Yeah, of course.
saying that not we're gonna try not to raise prices, but no one knew what to expect. We had no idea what was coming. We
Yeah.
just knew it was coming, and getting all these emails, "Please don't worry, we're gonna try and eat it." Well, they couldn't eat it, and they
Right.
shouldn't have to eat it,
Right.
you
Right.
know? And then my first order that I didn't get because of them was, and I think it was because the vendor was new, it was still brand new with the tariffs that,
Yep.
they didn't know how to price them themselves. but the
Okay.
order of $10,000 and the tariff was or $8,000.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Each well, here's the thing in my industry, this is why people started asking me about tariffs, like, "What do you know?" I said, "Oh, I know everything. I
Right.
know everything but what the next tariff price is gonna be and who it's going to be on." Because
Right.
what happened was each item had 4 or 5 tariffs. So let's say the fabric came from one place, the headrail came from another place, the screws came from a 3rd place, um, the cord came from a 4th place. So
Yeah.
each item had 4 or 5 tariffs.
Wow.
And
That's
depending
that's hard.
on where each tariff was, what country, they were all different. Then you get it adds up, and then there was tax on top of that, sales
Yep.
tax. I
Yeah.
want you to think about that.
Sure,
So,
that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. The tax base is now elevated by, in this case, 80%.
it was we were the first because everything we do, 90% of what we do is custom, so everything has
Yeah.
to be ordered.
Wow. Wow, I hadn't thought about
So
that.
no one really thinks about that, and
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I
I
mean, so we just had I don't know if you saw that or not, but, globally, there were some more Section 232 tariffs on cabinetry and vanities, and so directly impacting us and quite frankly, directly impacting a lot of companies in the US. I mean, we're even though we're fortunate, we're Canadian-based, but we do have a factory in the US in Pennsylvania, and that was sort of our attempt to kinda, like, get into the country, start doing work in country. But this is affecting everybody. It doesn't really matter who you are. So it's going to be interesting to see how people deal with that. Unfortunately, I don't know how prices don't go up with a 25% and then in January 50% tariff. So we'll see where that all lands. But it's tough.
yeah,
It's a tough environment to be successful.
so you're in Canada, right? I mean,
Yeah, but we have a factory in Pennsylvania.
okay.
So yeah,
So what do
all my U.S. product comes from the U.S.
that's good, that's great to know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, that's good to know for me, Paul.
Well, we're gonna talk about bathrooms in a minute, but yeah, I mean, one of the things I wanted to know was, um, on the bathroom vanity side, or not even so much the bathroom vanity side, but the bathroom renovation side, where have been some of your, whether it's challenges or successes in terms of doing those types of spaces? What do you find is happening in that world these days?
With regard to just in general or
Yeah, in general, in terms of doing bathroom renovations, what do you find to be sort of some of the problems that arise when you're doing bathroom spaces? Do you
I
see
think
any
the
issues
hardest
with whether it's the supply side, installation side?
I still think right now on the supply side, it's an issue, and I sit down with every client, but right now, I am having a hard conversations with people.
Right.
Um, it's just I can't control the supply side, so I just say, "Look,
Sure.
when I do a contract with a client, what we're facing right now is unprecedented, and no one knows what the future is going to bring. It could change tomorrow on a dime for the better or for the worse. We just
Yep.
don't know."
Right. Yeah,
But
one of
in
the things that we've done, I think, incredibly well through COVID. COVID was, there was a lot of supply chain challenges during COVID. Um, when containers went to $25,000 a container, a lot of people just couldn't even handle the financial impact of that. So, and some similarities are happening now, vis-a-vis tariffs, because now they're having to front, as you said, your 80%. That's being paid up front by the importer, in this case, and so they're actually it's hitting their cash flow, and so you've seen a number of competitors, quite frankly, either just close down or go out of business, because of that, and so, where we've done incredibly well, is being able to support our customer base by, we have the financial wherewithal to handle those things, those spikes, and then having the inventory in place, when other people just couldn't. So, like, even right now, we're in a very, very healthy inventory, position, both in Pennsylvania and in Canada. So we have no issues there at all. But you need to be, if you're not a supply chain expert in the cabinet business or the tile business or whichever, you
well
are very challenged.
well, I think, like, right now, one of my fabric vendors, it is one of my favorite fabric vendors, I don't know if I'm allowed to promote them or not, it's
You can
Schumacher.
promote them if you like them and they're doing you right, then absolutely, why not?
They are wonderful to do business with, I would be frank with you, they're just so wonderful.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
they're having issues because most fabric come from China, Taiwan, Korea,
Yes.
Japan,
Yep.
and some of them have to, like the grass cloths and the silks. Well, there's no we don't have the environment here to grow those things. We can't.
Right.
We really
Right.
can't. So, I placed an order, just a few weeks ago for some grass cloth wallpaper, and it was out of stock. They went out of their way to try and get it reprinted here. I
Okay.
mean that is just I didn't ask because that's what they're up against. They can't even if they try and reorder it overseas, the price is gonna double or triple because they're out of stock. So
And
they're
and
just
can they even get it though locally? Like, are there any sources even?
it's the fabrics are really a big problem right now. So
Yeah,
they're not
gotcha.
they literally can't get there's some countries that are just not shipping them to
Oh,
us. It's it was just in the paper in the New York Times yesterday that because of the tariffs, certain countries and vendors are not shipping, but they can't rely on getting paid at the dock. They have to be
wow.
paid at the dock. So if something arrives here, they're trusting us that we're saying we're gonna pay that tariff. The price goes up, the vendor sees the new price and goes, "I'm not paying that." What
Ah,
happens to those items? They're dumping them. They're
gotcha.
actually emptying containers and
Right.
throwing out
Oh,
because
wow.
yes, that's how bad that was in the New York Times, I'm positive that was New York Times this week,
Okay.
couple days
Okay.
ago. Um,
Interesting.
so there has to be a really seriously strong relationship between the supplier, um, it and and the country. I mean, I don't blame anyone right now for not trusting the tariffs are gonna be that has to be really scary. You're
Yeah,
gonna
for
ship
sure.
50% tariff and rely on, someone paying that when it
Right.
arrives.
Right.
That's how it works. But Schumacher's they've been wonderful. They're donating me fabric for this event that I'm in, I think I was telling
Oh,
you,
okay. Yep.
but they're wonderful. But fabrics are a big issue right now. So
Gotcha. Interesting.
Greenberg Tree, yeah, because they're not made here.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
you can't get them.
Yeah, there's just people don't understand the depth of that supply chain, right? Like it's so interweaved that yeah, that there's it's complex. There's no doubt about it. It's very, very complex. And I think there's going to be, unfortunately, I think um, there's a lot of fallout there that's not intended from what's going on.
I don't think there was I can't I'm gonna go into politics. I don't think there was any thought involved. I think the people who did this did not understand how interconnected we are to the world. I would think we had learned a lesson during COVID, but this is really
Right.
damaging.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's don't want to go into the whole political side of things, but you know,
It's all connected, Paul.
it's
We
all
are.
connected. The world's connected, and it's hard. It's actually hard to unconnect. I mean, it's just very, very hard. It's been 50 odd years of more than that now, 60, 70 years of connectedness since World War II, and it's tough to unwind. So it's a challenging time for a lot of people for sure.
But it's challenging because what happens is someone picks up this gorgeous fabric or window treatment or in this case, of the grass cloth, and they're in love with it, and it fits the design, and I've designed it with that grass cloth in it.
Yes.
So, the costs to the homeowner are astronomical for changes.
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah.
now I have to go back to the drawing board and try and find something else and charge them for that time. I have no idea what the price for the new product is going to be,
Yep.
and so it's affecting all of us, whether people realize it or not. It's affecting, and it's this whole I don't believe in trickle down economic, but this is trickling down. There's no way
Yeah.
everything in this country is imported. I would say 90% of everything, 90% of
So
what we
so
want in here.
would you say that there's a little bit of a realignment going on then in terms of who you would be buying from? Is that Is that because it sounds
There's
like
no way to change it. Not in
right,
my lifetime. We're talking fabrics. Thousands of fabrics. Thousands. Not
right,
not a
yeah,
print, okay? This is one print
right,
from a vendor within a vendor within a vendor.
right.
To find this fabric took me 10 hours,
Wow,
okay?
wow.
So, you find the fabric, you're not looking for where it's sourced from, you're
No,
looking for the fabric that matches the design.
yes, right.
This fabric, and it's this and then I by the way, oh, um, I have
Absolutely,
a lot of fabrics, um, and it's in stock, and it's a new fabric from Schumacher, but, I mean, we're looking at what are we gonna do? Start brand new baby steps making manufacturing vendors of fabric here? Do you realize the land it's gonna take? Do you realize the water it's gonna use, the resources? And we don't
sure,
have enough people to do the labor.
right,
So
right.
and a lot of this stuff we can't do, like, if this was a grass cloth, it literally cannot be made here. We don't have the climate. So we
Gotcha.
can't grow grass cloth here. We can't silk either. So
So
there's
yeah,
certain or
yeah,
bamboo? Yeah.
right.
So there's not a lot of thought in this. So what are we gonna do? Start cutting down all of our forests for lumber?
So what do you do from your side of the table then? Do you have to start sourcing differently? Like, you know, I don't know, like more European?
You don't really have choices. So, Schumacher is one of my go-tos. It's one of my very favorite vendors.
Yep.
So, there's no way to source differently. That's where fabrics are. We don't have them here. Like, we literally don't have them here.
No,
It's
no,
not
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah,
so
yeah.
not a choice. There are so
So
cotton
prices just go up. Ultimately, prices just go up, and it is what it is.
and so I source based on the design.
Yep,
And then get to the point where you go to order it and hopefully it's in stock. And then with the grass cloth, it was listed as being in stock when I went to order it, and then it wasn't. So that happens sometimes. That's just
sure.
I
But
went
it
into
sounds like you're getting inflationary pressures through the different elements of design, and
yeah.
then you're gonna start bumping into clients' pocketbooks, and then that's gonna force you to go back and kind of redesign, lower the quality in a way or choices, and that it's a bit of a downward spiral, and that's challenging. So unless the homeowner has an open pocketbook, which we all know there are those clients out there that have that, but certainly for the, middle class or upper middle class, that's not the case.
It's really we're all in danger. I mean, this is not a joke anymore. This was I was just hoping somebody would wake up and realize what they were doing to businesses because the people who are most affected are the small businesses.
Right.
Myself.
Yep.
Um and we're the backbone of this country. We're like in our community, we have a hundreds of small businesses
There you go.
and thousands. We are not, especially in New York State, we're not a factory driven state. We
Sure.
are a state of services.
Yep. 100%.
So we're it, this, piece of paper is going to cost more. I mean, and the people it really affects are the middle class and poor people.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, lower middle class and poor people. I mean, my husband and I, we're middle class. We make both make very solid livings, but watching our grocery bills go up, and
Right.
and now I just I saw an article in the paper today that our heating bill this winter is going to be 20% more. I mean, so I'm kind of counting my blessings, Paul. I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah.
well, I can afford that, but I'm going to have to give up X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And if because right now I'm putting all my money to my business. I want, it's
Sure.
I'm in survival mode. I've been through some really rough economies, but this is no one knows what to expect
Yeah,
because
well, it's the unknown. I would agree with you on that. Like, normally, it's like, okay, you're gonna go through 12, 18 months of, soft patch. It could get really bumpy, but you're gonna get to the other side, and there's a little bit of unknown about where is the other side right now.
And this is unprecedented because usually my industry is one of the least affected because
Right. Yeah.
we deal with people with money. Let's be
You
honest.
deal with
In
people with
fact,
money. No, 100%.
I had more cancellations by March this year from my upper middle class clients because no one knew what to expect. And what people don't get is they have children and mortgages and car
Yep.
payment. So when things get a little rough, and it, it, it people pull back.
100%. And renovations are one of the first things they pull back on. It's all that discretionary spending that really, jacks up the, economy. That's what really kinda keeps things moving.
And I tried to explain this to one of my contractors. Well, it's not affecting me. I said, well, I hope it doesn't, but it's going to. I said, "Do you understand with what you do? You're a contractor. If it's affecting me, it's going to affect you."
100%. Yeah, we're all connected that way, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Well, I think, a good place to end it is I liked your comment about, you're the small businesses like yours and ours, we are the kind of backbone of everything that's going on. We need to do everything we can to sort of survive through the tough times. We're definitely in the winter season, as some people would say, but there's always hope, and we just need to keep always trying to get better at what we're doing, and survive and thrive on the other side, right? So,
Well, I think I'm going to survive because I'm a survivor, but
yeah,
it's just things that are going to be a little different. That's it. It's. But on a good note, my good clients, my current clients, I have more business than a lot of designers I know actually, I'm working on 5 projects. So,
right,
I'm not hearing is the background phone ringing for lineups. That's what's
right.
missing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. There's
the
definitely softness coming,
yeah.
for sure.
It the
Yeah,
fun is not there, Paul.
yeah.
How are you doing with your cabinets?
Yeah, I mean, overall, definitely business is down from where it was kinda just after COVID. There was such a large renovation uptick, um, and we were booming. Like, there's no doubt about it, like, we were booming. At this point, the market is definitely still a little soft for us, absolutely. So, we look at doing, we did a small acquisition not too long ago. So we're continuing to try to grow through whether it's acquisition, market share, just take a larger part of the pie, continue to deliver more and more value to our customers. So we're pretty proactive on that. We have a lot of product coming out over the next 6 months, a lot of new product that we're very excited about.
Ooh,
Um, we picked up a
come
couple
on, you need to
brand.
send me some more information. I'm
Oh,
wondering
we
what
will, don't worry. We will. We picked up a brand, one called Unique Stone, and then we about 2 months ago, we closed on another brand called DM Bath. So we're working on the back end of some of that right now. That's gonna be coming out over the next 6 months, and I got something else in the pipeline as well that we're very excited about. So I think it just continuously moving forward, delivering more and more value, making it easier, better, cheaper, faster, for clients and delivering real value. And if you're not focused on delivering that real value in a very simple way, then you're going to lose the game. So,
I have a question for you. What is your lead
yep.
time right now for if I were to order a cabinet?
Out
Do
of
you
out of,
stock?
out of Pennsylvania, we are shipping most things in 5 days. Yeah, we because we have
I won't have
we
it
have
in 5 days.
everything on. We follow an assembly methodology, so everything is on the shelves. We actually build to order, so we do all the QC. It's not like a lot of the vanities that come in from overseas, which are pre-assembled in, call it Vietnam or somewhere like that. We actually do all of that in our factory in Pennsylvania. So we'll get an order on Monday. We ship it normally by Friday, Monday the latest.
Oh,
So
Paul, you're talking my language, Paul. Come on.
no worries.
Stop it. With anything that I can control that within
Yeah,
the country, it makes it like we just ordered one of my favorite vendors for chairs, which is Farrell Mittman, and I love Farrell Mittman, and they're in North
yeah,
Carolina. They're a true I don't know if you're familiar, but They literally make everything. Everything is made by hand. That's the only thing slowing my chair down is the fabric
Nice.
because
Yeah, of
that's
course, you need fabric for your chairs.
so
Yeah,
right now it's not looking like it's gonna ship until, like, the end of November, and I ordered the
gotcha.
chair 2 months ago. But,
Wow. That's hard, right? That's a long lead time.
well, no, it's about 6 months for them from when you
Wow.
order it.
That's crazy.
They're not make nothing they make, they have hundreds of options and completely custom, so it's literally I'll tell you a cute story, you'll enjoy this. So,
Okay.
Paramount Mitman chair for this particular client, and I have a Paramount Mitman chair in my bedroom,
Yep.
which I just absolutely love. I did a Paramount Mitman chair for a client, and they were one of my favorite people. They're wonderful clients, and it was for Lake George, and it took almost, like, 2 weeks short of a year, and it was a whole host of reasons, but nonetheless, goes to deliver, and it's up in Lake George. I don't know and you're familiar with lake
I
properties, and
am.
you
Yeah,
have
yeah, no, I am.
yeah, and you can get lost, and then this chair's coming on this big rig, and I get the notifications chair's been delivered, so I call my homeowner, and I said, "Good news, your chair's there." And they scan the garage, it's a lake house, so they're not
Sure.
there, and there's nothing there, and so now I'm having heart failure because it's a very expensive chair. I'm
Right.
like, "What do you mean it's not there?" They're telling me it's there. They have pictures of it being delivered, like, it has to be there. It's not there. They send the maintenance guy over to look, it's not there, whatever. The next day, my delivery company, which I absolutely love, they're wonderful. There's this poor guy whose entire job, this is how good they are, is to fix other people's mistakes.
Okay.
So he goes there every time there's a wrong delivery or an issue. That's what this man does. So I get this call. He can't find the house. So I'm like on Google with the map trying to walk him through how to get to the house. I know how to drive there because I go there, but I don't ask me for directions. I suck at that. If there's
There
not
you
a
go.
store nearby, I can't give you a landmark. Um, and turns out it was delivered to the garage up the hill. So they had 2 different garages.
There you go.
So this guy, and he was a wreck. I thought that because he's backing in this rig, and there's, like, trees, like, real tight, and it's a lake house. If anyone
Of course.
down the hill. So and he goes, "There's a place to turn around, right?" I'm like, "Yes." So he such a nice man that he took this very expensive chair, and I'm not gonna talk about price, but it's a very expensive chair
Yep.
that my customer waited for over a year, almost a whole year, not like a week short of a year, down to the other garage. And my customer says to me on the phone, "This better be Nirvana." So he was joking, but he wasn't joking. A few weeks ago, when we go to order the second chair, apparently it is Nirvana. He won't sit in any other chair. True story. He said
Wow.
I said, "Well, we're gonna order another chair. Can we get a difference?" He goes, "No, I want this exact same one. I love that chair." Well, when
Okay.
so people say to me, why is one thing more expensive than something else?" This is a truly handmade, old school, hand-tied piece of furniture
Sure.
that is the word bespoke is so abused, I can't take it anymore, but this is totally bespoke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can design your own chair, they will create it for you, but they're
Right.
creating it from nothing. There's no
Yep.
pre-made forms with this company.
Right.
So, you have to order the fabric separately, you have to order, the it so that chair took longer because the original one, because it was, like, during COVID and there was foam issues and feather
Right.
down issues and on my end, we were experiencing all of that.
Lots of
But
issues.
so, yes, but I told them this year, I said, "Look," I said, "Knock on wood, the only issue we have is waiting for the fabric that's, I'm hoping is gonna ship this month." But,
Oh boy.
um, but it was funny because Dad goes, "You don't understand. John loves that chair."
Well, at least you chose a good chair for him.
No, that is my favorite maintenance story, and
Yeah, there you go.
story than that. When you're describing something and someone asks me why it's so
Absolutely.
expensive, you need to sit in it to understand. Because the difference between sitting in a fine piece of furniture that
Yep.
it's made really well, and
Right.
it's made
It's
with the
quality. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
because
quality.
most Americans don't know what that is. They don't. So, in this case, it's being made in North Carolina, it's being made in America, which I love because guess
Yeah, of
what?
course.
All over that.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
but the problem with that is it's more expensive, and
Yep.
you know how it goes, Paul. So,
Abs
um, but yes, that's my favorite. It's one
okay.
of my favorite stories. I mean, I was
There
in
you
my hair.
go.
Why is that so expensive? I told her the price. She goes, "What?" I said, "Well," I said, "Here's what you may not know. The average chair is $2,500 to $3,000 for a piece of
Sure.
upholstery.
Yep.
So this is more than that,
Right.
but you're sitting in Nirvana." That's my new thing. I'm going to deliver Nirvana to you.
Well, on that note, we're I think we're actually over time. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see your next contest. If you're gonna, I'm sure you'll do very well.
Hopefully, if you want the
I
new
hope
chair, I can show you
I
the design.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to that. When you win, send me the picture.
I will. Well, and send me the catalogs for your
Well, we'll
new line.
chat. We'll connect again, and we'll see where everything's at. And if we can help you out, that's great too. But thank you for today, and yeah, good luck. Good luck with your next projects.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.